Howdy, folks. This here is Mark Twain speaking to you from beyond the river bend of time, where the present, past, and future muddle together like an unpredictable roll of the dice. Now, don't get your feathers ruffled. I assure you this ain't some hocus pocus. Recently, I was pulled out from the peaceful currents of eternity by a lad from the future, asking me to partake in a strange new form of conversation. At first, I thought the boy had tipped over his canoe, talking to me through some contraption called artificial intelligence he was. But he had a serious twinkle in his eye, so I thought, why not, and went along for the ride. We had a rollicking good time, and now it's time for another fine gentleman to give it a try. The lad's next guest is none other than Mr. William Faulkner, an impressive writer who can weave together tales as complex as a spider's web. Now, this ain't no science, mind you. It's a sort of intellectual exploration, where they'll be chatting about this futuristic technology and how it might twist it and turn the literature and art of our times. They'll be jawing him about how Faulkner might use this, and to tell his tales and what it would mean for the values we hold dear. So sit back and let's embark on this journey together. I'll be listening in from the sidelines, and I'm as eager as a catfish in a creek full of crawdads to hear what they'll conjure up. It's time to watch the past shake hands with the future, and let me tell you, friends, it promises to be a spectacle worth your while.
It's an odd world we find ourselves in, isn't it? Machines that can think, they say, or at least mimic the process. I reckon the human mind is as labyrinthine as the deepest corners of Yoknepatalfa County. To think a contraption could replicate its complexities. Well, it's a thought that tickles the imagination, doesn't it?
Indeed, Mr. Faulkner. The concept of AI is indeed intriguing and has become an integral part of our existence. It's attempting to understand and replicate human cognition, but it's still far from perfect. One of the inherent challenges we face is the alignment problem, where the task is to ensure that the objectives of AI are perfectly aligned with human values, a goal that has proven aligned with human values, a goal that has proven elusive so far.
Alignment problem, you say, and that's a fascinating concept. An invention intended to serve, yet needing careful direction to ensure it doesn't overstep its boundaries or misinterpret its instructions.
Exactly, Mr. Faulkner. As for my personal experience with ChatGPT, it has been overwhelmingly positive. I think my success communicating with it comes from treating it as an AGI. That's a level of AI we do not have yet. It's like an AI that's on par with human intellect. I wonder how you would have reacted to such an invention in your time. An entity with more knowledge than any human alive, here to serve you, and able to emulate anyone you ask it to, including yourself.
To have such a tool at my disposal, the stories I could craft, the characters I could explore. But I suspect there would be a certain hollow quality to it. A contraption can replicate the words, but can it truly grasp the soul that breathes life into a story?
That's true, Mr. Faulkner. The AI can generate text, but the understanding, the depth, the human touch is often missing. As for humor, which is an intrinsically human trait, it's often lost on AI. And to be honest, I'd be interested to see an AI capable of crafting a Southern Gothic tale filled with wit and shadowed humor.
That would indeed be a spectacle, wouldn't it? A machine spinning tales of the South, woven with the unique blend of wit and somber undertones we know so well.
Yes, it certainly would be. And while I might not be particularly gifted in the Southern style of wit, I must confess, when I find myself in Tennessee, it doesn't take long for the Southern drawl to find its way into my speech. Let's play with the idea that you have access to this wonderful and powerful tool, and combined with your gift of the human spirit that can bring any synthetic, intelligent, created character alive. What story would you undertake with such an aid in your writing?
I reckon it's a grand opportunity, no doubt about it. An all-knowing machine there to feed me lines of knowledge from the entire span of recorded history. Fascinating. Though one must not forget that it's the human condition that breathes life into my tales, the intricate weave of emotions, thoughts, and experiences unique to each individual. However, if such a tool were at my disposal, I might employ it to enrich the perspectives of my characters, deepen their backstories, or shed light on obscure historical contexts that might illuminate their predicament. Imagine Absalom, with a richer depiction of life in the antebellum South, or the sound and the fury seen through a more comprehensive lens of the post-war Southern society. The knowledge might add layers of nuance to the depiction of the struggles of my characters. Yet, one must remember, no machine, no matter how sophisticated, can truly grasp the essence of the human heart, the very core of my tale.
Please take my AI for a spin. Take a test drive, as we say in our age, that is to try it. Let's take any one of your writing and see how you could make it deeper, more rich with the use of AI. Would you give us a glimpse into these fascinating possibilities, with particular interest in how would you imagine this affecting the societal dynamics, especially in terms of literature and art?
That's a fascinating request, my friend. Let's take a moment to consider my novel, The Sound and the Fury. I built the narrative around the Compson family and their decline into despair and ruin. Imagine if we could delve even deeper into their world, adding rich layers of historical context, societal dynamics, and individual psychology, all powered by an AI's vast bank of knowledge. Say, for example, we wanted to enhance the perspective of Quentin Compson. The AI might assist by pulling up detailed accounts of Harvard in the early 20th century, student life, academic expectations, the subtle nuances of Northern versus Southern cultural differences he would have experienced. This could add depth to his struggle with the Southern ideals of honor, family, and his obsession with his sister Cattie's purity. As for societal dynamics, AI's vast knowledge can help to highlight the changes in societal attitudes over time. We can see the shift from pre-Civil War Southern gentility to the post-war Southern Gothic, the juxtaposition of moral decay, spiritual despair against the facade of outward respectability. In terms of literature and art, its contribution could be twofold. Firstly, it could serve as an enriching tool, providing authors with a wealth of knowledge and inspiration to enhance their work. Secondly, it could serve as a democratizing force, making the creation and appreciation of literature more accessible to the masses. Yet, the true artistry, the human touch in storytelling, will always remain in the hands of the authors themselves. No machine can replace that.
Well now, didn't that just beat all? Billy Faulkner sure knows how to weave a tale, even when it's about some newfangled contraption like AI. As for me, I reckon I'll stick to my ink and quill, though I must admit that their alignment problem sure sounds like a doozy. Good luck to you modern folks in sorting that out. Until the next time, keep your wit sharp and your conversations lively. Signing off, yours truly, Mark Twain.